Welcome back to another episode of Learn English with Podcast Conversation. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches almost every aspect of our lives, the impact of technology on daily life. Thomas, would you say technology has changed how you go about your day-to-day routines?
Absolutely, Jennifer. Technology has woven itself into the fabric of our everyday lives. From the moment I wake up, my phone's alarm gets me started, and it doesn't stop there. Whether it's using my phone to check the weather or using my laptop for work, technology has transformed how we function.
I completely agree. In this episode, we'll discuss everything from how technology helps us stay connected to its potential downsides, like information overload. We'll also touch on how technology has influenced work, education, and even our social interactions.
Sounds like an exciting conversation. Let's get started. One of the most significant changes we've seen is in communication. I mean, remember when we used to rely on letters or landlines? Now, we're constantly connected through messaging apps, video calls, and social media.
Yes, it's incredible. I can have a video call with someone on the other side of the world in seconds. While it's made it easier to stay in touch, I sometimes wonder if we've lost the personal touch in our conversations.
That's a great point. Digital communication is convenient, but it can lack the emotional depth that comes from face-to-face interaction. Have you ever noticed that tone or emotion can get lost in texts?
Definitely. Sometimes a simple text message can be misunderstood because you can't hear the person's voice or see their expressions. That's why I try to use video calls when possible. It feels more personal.
Video calls do help, but do you ever feel overwhelmed by how much we communicate now? It's like there's an expectation to always be available.
I feel that too. The constant notifications can be exhausting. Setting boundaries is key. Sometimes I turn off notifications to focus on the moment, whether that's work or spending time with loved ones. Let's talk about how technology has changed the workplace. Remote work, for instance, wasn't as common a decade ago. Now, thanks to technology, people can work from anywhere.
Absolutely, Jennifer. The rise of video conferencing, collaboration tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams, and cloud storage have made remote work not only possible, but often more efficient.
And while it offers flexibility, it can blur the lines between work and personal life. I sometimes struggle to switch off when working from home. Do you find that too?
Oh, for sure. It's so easy to keep checking emails or finishing up tasks long after the workday is supposed to end. I've had to establish a clear routine to avoid burnout.
That's crucial. I've started to designate a specific workspace at home and set clear work hours. Once I step away from that space, I try to mentally shift from work mode to relaxation mode.
Good idea. The challenge is maintaining discipline. But when done right, technology makes work more flexible and efficient, which is great for both employees and employers. Education is another area where technology has had a massive impact. The availability of online courses and resources has opened up learning to people around the world.
Yes, students can learn from anywhere with just a laptop and internet connection. It's democratized education in a way that was never possible before. But with that, there are also challenges. Online learning isn't always accessible to everyone.
True, not everyone has access to fast internet or devices. Plus, learning online requires self-discipline, which can be difficult, especially for younger students.
I've also heard that students can sometimes feel isolated in an online learning environment. Without the physical presence of teachers and classmates, it's easy to lose motivation.
That's why I think hybrid models, which combine both in-person and online learning, can be a great solution. It allows for flexibility while still offering that personal connection.
Agreed. The convenience of online learning is fantastic. But finding a balance between technology and traditional methods is key to creating a more inclusive and engaging education system. Technology has even found its way into health. We now have wearable devices that track our fitness, apps that monitor our diet, and virtual doctor's appointments.
It's amazing how much data we can gather about our health. I use a fitness tracker to monitor my steps, heart rate, and even sleep patterns. It helps keep me accountable. That's a valid concern. While technology can be a great tool for health, it's important to use it as just that, a tool. It shouldn't replace our instincts or professional medical advice.
Exactly. And it's not just fitness. Telemedicine is becoming more common, which makes healthcare more accessible. But I hope it doesn't completely replace in-person visits when they're necessary.
Yes, there's a balance to strike. Technology is a fantastic aid, but human interaction is still essential in healthcare.
Let's switch gears and talk about social media. It has become such a dominant part of our lives, hasn't it? People are constantly sharing updates, photos, and opinions.
Yes, social media is a huge part of our daily routines now. It's great for staying connected with friends and family, but it can also be overwhelming. Sometimes I feel like I'm constantly bombarded with information.
I know what you mean. The endless scrolling can be addictive. I've had to set limits on how much time I spend on social media. Otherwise, it feels like I lose hours of my day.
It's easy to fall into that trap, and beyond the time we spend on it, social media can also have a negative impact on our mental health. There's a lot of pressure to present a perfect life, and comparing ourselves to others can lead to feelings of inadequacy.
Exactly. It's important to remember that what we see on social media is often just a highlight reel, not reality. I try to be mindful of that when I'm online.
That's a great approach. While social media has its benefits, like helping us stay informed and connected, we should be careful not to let it take over our lives or affect our self-esteem.
Absolutely. It's all about finding balance and using social media in a way that enhances our lives, rather than detracting from it.
Let's not forget how technology has transformed entertainment. Remember when we had to wait for our favorite shows to air once a week? Now we can binge watch entire seasons in one sitting.
Yes, streaming platforms like Netflix and Spotify have completely changed how we consume media. We have access to endless content at our fingertips, whether it's movies, music, or podcasts like this one.
It's incredible, but do you think it's too much? Sometimes having so many options makes it hard to choose what to watch or listen to.
I've definitely experienced that. I spent more time scrolling through options than actually watching something. But I think it's a good thing overall. We have more control over what we consume, and there's content for everyone's taste.
That's true, and it's not just passive entertainment. Technology has also made it easier for people to create their own content, whether it's videos, music, or writing. We've seen a surge in independent creators.
Exactly. People can now share their talents with the world without needing big production companies or publishers. It's a great way for creative voices to be heard.
That's one of the best parts of this technological shift. It has democratized creativity and entertainment.
While technology brings convenience, it also raises some concerns, particularly around privacy. With so much of our lives online, do you ever worry about your data?
All the time, Jennifer, with every app we use and every site we visit, we're giving away bits of our personal information. It's a little unsettling to think about how much data companies have on us.
Exactly. From social media platforms to online shopping, our data is being collected constantly. While it can be used to improve our online experience, there's always a risk of that information being misused.
And we've seen that happen with data breaches and companies selling user information. It makes me more cautious about what I share online and the permissions I give to apps.
Same here. I've started to read the privacy policies before signing up for services and make sure I understand what I'm agreeing to. But even then, it can feel like we don't have full control over our data.
That's true. It's a challenge to balance enjoying the benefits of technology while protecting our privacy. Hopefully, we'll see more regulations in the future to safeguard user data.
I agree. Until then, it's important to stay informed and take steps to protect ourselves online, like using strong passwords and being mindful of what we share.
Another area where technology has made a big impact is transportation. From ride-sharing apps to electric cars, getting around has never been more convenient.
Absolutely. Apps like Uber and Lyft have made it so much easier to get a ride when you need one. And electric cars are changing the way we think about driving. Have you ever used a ride-sharing app?
Yes, I use them quite often. They're convenient, especially when I'm in a new city and don't know my way around. What about you?
I've used them a few times. I like how you can track the car in real time and know exactly when it's arriving. But I'm also excited about the rise of electric vehicles. They're better for the environment and seem to be the future of transportation.
Definitely. The shift towards electric and even autonomous vehicles could change the way we travel in the coming years. It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
Yes, and with technology advancing so quickly, who knows what the next decade will bring in terms of transportation? Maybe we'll all be flying in drones.
That would be something. Whatever the future holds, it's clear that technology is driving major changes in how we move from place to place.
Another field where technology is making huge strides is education. The way students learn today is very different from when we were in school. Have you noticed how digital tools have taken over?
Oh, absolutely. From online courses to interactive apps, technology has revolutionized the classroom. Students have access to so many resources, and they can learn at their own pace.
Yes, and the rise of e-learning platforms like Coursera or Khan Academy means that anyone with an internet connection can access quality education, no matter where they are in the world.
That's such a big plus. It's also made learning more flexible. Whether you want to study a new language or take up coding, there's a course for it online. And with the pandemic, we saw how vital technology is for remote learning.
Right, and teachers now have digital tools to engage students in new ways, from virtual field trips to using interactive software for subjects like math and science. Exactly. While traditional learning isn't going anywhere, these technological advancements are making education more inclusive and personalized. That's the key. Technology is helping to break down barriers and make education more accessible for everyone.
Now, let's talk about smart home technology. It seems like everything in the home is getting smarter these days, from thermostats to refrigerators. Have you incorporated any smart devices into your home?
Yes, I've got a smart thermostat and some voice-activated lights. It's pretty convenient. I can control the temperature or turn off the lights from my phone, even if I'm not at home.
I've been using smart plugs to automate some appliances. It's so handy to control things with a voice command or from an app. But I wonder, does all this convenience come with a downside? Do we rely too much on technology to run our lives?
That's a good point. While smart homes can save time and energy, there's always the risk of becoming too dependent on these gadgets. Plus, there's the issue of security. If someone hacks into your smart home system, that could cause problems.
Exactly. I've read about cases where smart home devices were compromised. So, while the convenience is great, we have to be mindful of privacy and security.
Agreed. But when used responsibly, smart technology can really improve daily life. It's all about finding that balance between convenience and caution. Speaking of smart technology, let's talk about fitness and health tech. Fitness trackers, smartwatches, and health apps have become so popular. Do you use any of them?
Yes, I've been using a fitness tracker for the past year, and it's been really helpful in keeping me active. It tracks my steps, monitors my heart rate, and even reminds me to stand up if I've been sitting for too long.
That's great. I use one too, mainly for tracking my workouts. It's amazing how these devices can help us stay on top of our health.
Definitely. And it's not just about exercise. Some apps monitor sleep, track calories, and even provide guided meditation sessions. It's like having a personal health assistant on your wrist.
Exactly. I think technology has made it easier for people to take control of their health. And with new developments like wearable blood pressure monitors or glucose trackers, it's exciting to see where health tech is headed.
It's a great way to stay motivated and informed about your health, but like with other technologies, it's important to use these tools mindfully and not get obsessed with the data. With all these advancements in technology, one thing that often gets overlooked is the environmental impact. Do you think technology is helping or harming the planet?
That's a tough question. On one hand, technology can be used to fight climate change. For example, we have renewable energy sources like solar and wind power, and electric cars are reducing emissions.
True, but on the other hand, the production and disposal of electronics contribute to pollution. E-waste is becoming a huge problem, with millions of devices being discarded every year.
Exactly. And there's also the energy consumption of data centers that power the internet. It's easy to forget that our online activity has a carbon footprint.
It's a double-edged sword. Technology has the potential to solve environmental problems, but it can also create new ones. I think it comes down to how we choose to use it.
I agree. If we can find ways to make technology more sustainable, then it can be a force for good in protecting the environment. Let's dive into an important issue: mental health and technology. While tech can be beneficial, it also has some negative effects on our well-being. What do you think, Thomas?
I think you're right. On the one hand, we have apps that provide mental health support, like meditation apps or platforms that connect people with therapists. But on the other hand, social media and constant connectivity can lead to stress and anxiety.
Exactly. The pressure to always be available or to maintain a certain image online can be overwhelming. Plus, the endless stream of notifications can make it hard to disconnect and relax.
That's where the balance comes in. Technology should work for us, not against us. Setting boundaries, like turning off notifications or taking breaks from social media, can help improve our mental health.
I agree. And it's encouraging to see more conversations happening about digital well-being and how to use technology in a healthy way.
Absolutely. Technology can be a great tool for improving mental health, but we need to be mindful of how we use it. One of the most noticeable ways technology has changed our lives is in how we communicate. Whether it's texting, video calls, or social media, communication has become almost instant. But has this improved how we connect with others?
I think it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, we can stay in touch with people across the globe in real time. That's something that was unimaginable a few decades ago. But on the other hand, face-to-face interaction has taken a back seat.
Exactly. While I love being able to video call family members who live far away, I've noticed that people sometimes rely too much on digital communication and neglect real, meaningful conversations in person.
Yes, the quality of communication can suffer. Texting, for example, is quick, but it's not the same as a proper conversation where you can hear tone and see facial expressions.
Agreed. I think the key is to use technology as a tool to enhance our connections, not replace them.
Absolutely. It's about striking a balance between the convenience of digital communication and the richness of in-person interactions. Another daily area where technology has really made an impact is shopping. From online shopping to virtual try-ons, the way we shop has completely transformed.
It really has. I find online shopping to be incredibly convenient. You can buy anything you need without leaving your house, and sometimes it arrives the next day.
Yes, and with features like same-day delivery, it's hard to imagine going back to the old way of shopping. But do you think we lose something by not physically going to stores?
I do. Shopping used to be a social activity, something you'd do with friends or family. Now, it's often a solitary experience, and there's also the environmental impact to consider. Fast shipping means more packaging and carbon emissions.
That's true, but I think technology also offers solutions, like virtual try-ons or augmented reality features that help you see how furniture looks in your home before buying it. So while it changes the experience, it's also enhancing it in new ways.
Good point. It's all about how we use these advancements to make life easier without losing the human element. With all the ways technology is woven into our lives, we have to talk about privacy. Our personal information is more accessible than ever. What's your take on that?
It's definitely a concern. Every time we use a smartphone, shop online, or even just browse the web, we're leaving digital footprints. And companies collect this data for various purposes, which isn't always clear to users.
Exactly. It's a bit unsettling when you think about how much information is out there: your search history, location data, and even things like your health or financial information.
Yes, and with data breaches happening more frequently, people are starting to question how much of their privacy they're willing to give up for convenience.
That's the tricky part. We want the benefits of personalized services and convenience, but it comes at the cost of giving up some control over our data.
I think it's important for people to stay informed about privacy settings, read terms and conditions, and take steps to protect their data, like using stronger passwords or two-factor authentication.
Agreed. As much as technology improves our lives, we need to be proactive about protecting our privacy in this digital age.
Automation is another huge trend, especially in the workplace. Machines and software are now handling tasks that were once done by humans. How do you see this playing out in the long run?
I think automation is here to stay. It's making industries more efficient, but there's also a downside. Many people worrying about job security as machines take over certain roles.
That's a valid concern. While automation can handle repetitive tasks, it also means some jobs may become obsolete. But I also see opportunities for people to upskill and move into more creative or technical roles that machines can't do.
Exactly. It's about adapting to the changes. Automation can free up time for people to focus on more meaningful work, but it requires education and training to make that shift.
And industries will have to find a balance using automation for efficiency while also creating new job opportunities for people.
That's right. It's not about resisting change, but figuring out how to evolve alongside it. Let's move on to something lighter: entertainment. Streaming services like Netflix, Spotify, and others have completely changed how we consume media. Do you remember when we had to wait for shows to come on TV or buy CDs?
I do. It's funny to think about how quickly we've adapted. Now we have entire libraries of music, movies, and TV shows available at our fingertips. It's incredible.
It really is, but do you think having so many choices is a good thing? I sometimes feel overwhelmed by the number of options.
I know what you mean. It can be hard to decide what to watch or listen to with so much available. But I think it's great that people have access to such a wide variety of content, especially niche genres or international shows that we wouldn't have seen otherwise.
That's true. It's democratized entertainment in a way. Everyone can find something that suits their taste.
Exactly. While it's easy to get lost in all the options, streaming has made entertainment more accessible and diverse than ever before. Another area where technology has had a big impact is work-life balance. With remote work and constant connectivity, the lines between work and personal life have blurred. How do you think people can maintain balance?
It's tricky, isn't it? The ability to work from anywhere is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it gives us flexibility, but on the other, it can be hard to switch off when your work is always within reach.
Exactly. I found that setting clear boundaries is important. Things like having designated work hours and turning off work notifications after a certain time.
That's a good strategy. I think the key is to be mindful of how much time we're spending on work-related tasks and making sure we prioritize downtime.
It's easier said than done, though technology can make us feel like we should always be productive. But rest is just as important.
Absolutely. It's all about finding a healthy balance that works for each individual. Speaking of work-life balance, another concern is personal security. With so much of our lives online, cybersecurity has become a major issue. Do you feel like you're doing enough to stay safe online?
I try, but it's hard to keep up with all the potential risks. I use strong passwords and two-factor authentication where I can, but I still worry about things like phishing scams or data breaches.
Same here. It seems like every other day there's news of a company being hacked or personal data being leaked. It makes you realize how vulnerable we are.
Exactly. That's why I think it's important to stay informed about cybersecurity best practices, like using a password manager or being cautious about clicking on suspicious links.
Agreed. We can't stop using technology, but we can be smarter about how we protect ourselves online.
Artificial intelligence is another area where technology is growing rapidly. From virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa to AI in healthcare, it's becoming part of our daily lives. What's your take on AI?
I think it's fascinating. AI has the potential to make our lives easier in so many ways, from automating tasks to helping with decision-making. But there are also concerns about its impact on jobs and privacy.
True. While AI can handle a lot of tasks, there's still a long way to go before it can fully replace human judgment, especially in areas like healthcare or law.
Exactly. AI is a tool that can assist us, but it's important to remember that it's not perfect. We need to approach its use with caution and ensure that it's used ethically.
I agree. It's exciting to see where AI will take us, but like with any new technology, we need to consider its implications carefully.
Another emerging technology is 5G. It promises faster internet speeds and more connected devices, but there's been some controversy around it. What's your view?
I think 5G is going to be transformative, especially in areas like smart cities and autonomous vehicles. It will allow for more seamless communication between devices and open up new possibilities.
Definitely. With faster speeds, things like virtual reality and real-time data processing will become more accessible. But some people are worried about the health and privacy risks associated with 5G.
Yes, there's been a lot of debate about the potential health impacts. The studies haven't shown conclusive evidence yet. As for privacy, with more connected devices, there's definitely a greater need for robust security measures.
That's true. As with any new technology, there are both benefits and challenges. It'll be interesting to see how 5G is adopted in the coming years.
Looking ahead, where do you see technology taking us in the next 10 to 20 years? Any predictions?
I think we're going to see even more integration of technology into our daily lives. Things like smart homes, wearable tech, and AI will become more commonplace, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see breakthroughs in fields like healthcare and renewable energy.
That sounds exciting. I agree we'll probably see more advancements in areas like space exploration, biotechnology, and sustainable energy solutions. The challenge will be ensuring that these technologies are accessible to everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. As technology evolves, it's important that we also focus on making it equitable and addressing issues like the digital divide.
Well said, it's an exciting time to be alive, but we need to be mindful of how we use technology and its impact on society.
So, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the ways technology impacts our daily lives to the ethical considerations we need to keep in mind. Any final thoughts, Jennifer?
I think the key takeaway is that while technology offers incredible opportunities, we have to use it thoughtfully. It's about finding a balance between embracing new advancements and considering their long-term effects on our lives and society.
I couldn't agree more. Technology is a tool that can improve our lives, but it's up to us to use it wisely and make sure it's serving humanity in the best possible way. Thanks for listening, everyone. Be sure to tune in next time for more interesting conversations and tips to improve your English skills.